Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk about open source models and how they are affecting the big companies. More specifically, I'm going to talk about Kimi K2 by Moonshot AI, and you probably might not have heard about it. We will discuss that, why is that the case, and how they're competing with the closed source model, and what is gonna the future look like if we see a lot of advancements in the open source model. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Welcome everyone to our channel, AI Fun Fact for All. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Pedram. I have a PhD in computer science, and in this channel we talk about AI and machine learning and how we can use it in order to improve our efficiency. As been mentioned, in this video I'm going to talk about the AI industry by Moonshot AI, Kimi K2. So we have seen that, you might say that we have seen Claude, Gemini and GPT, they are working fine. Why should we care about these models? So basically there's always a comparison between the commercial model and open source models. The news will be dominated by these basically closed source ones. So you will always hear about the Anthropic, OpenAI and Gemini. But we have seen lots of progress in them, and specifically the issue comes from the large portion of the large language model is because as of right now it is still not possible to have these models run locally. For example, for open models Kimi K2, it has 1 trillion parameter, which is kind of comparable with the GPT, Gemini and Claude models. But what will happen is that these models have the capability to scale up, which basically means that as the users create and more users they have a specific infrastructure to spin up, serve those responses. But if we want to have the Kimi K2 in hardware, what we need is that we definitely need H100, costs about 2,500, and this is gonna be kind of equal to owning a car. And then same as how car require gas, it also requires some base electricity, which is roughly around $90 per month. This might seem a lot of investment for a user that want to use, so you're gonna say, okay, maybe as of right now the $200 per month subscription fee that the big companies are giving now actually makes sense, because I can have unlimited API calls, and this is going to be around 2,400. If I want to buy the hardware, it's going to be 25,000. It's a lot cheaper. So that's why would I care about Kimi K2 or any other open source model? But the story is not that simple. If you look at it from the company side, you want to increase their productivity, so you provide them, for example, with Anthropic API, and then for each of the developers, if you want to pay 2,400 per year, that's going to be some amount of money. However, on the other side, you can have a capex NVIDIA H100 2,500, and then you can also include it in your depreciation tax, and then you have some staff, and each of the developer will look nice because you can serve 3 developers, and also you don't necessarily need 3 different H100 because you can kind of share one with multiple. As the LLM performance of these open source model catch up with the Anthropic, OpenAI and Gemini, it kind of makes sense that okay, right now we can consider to, instead of having these sort of models, we can basically have them locally and then also enjoy the privacy that we have and have everything of our data completely locally. What makes this open source model different is their architecture. So they are using a MOE or mixture of experts, but the GPT and Claude, they are using dense model. The Kimi K2 uses a sparse model. What is a dense model? Is your conventional multi-layer perceptron, which all of your connections exist, but in a sparse model you might have something like a router in the middle, and then you're gonna have sections or basically the experts, and then as the input comes in, only a section of your overall architecture will be fired. So basically even that the Kimi K2 have 1 trillion parameters, as the input came in, we can see that the model only have around 384 experts, and they all add up to 1 trillion parameters, and then we have around 8 different experts or sections, and basically for each token there's only 22 billion parameters effective that are active at each time. What makes Kimi K2 different from other open source model is the fact that it was specifically trained on resourcefulness, which basically means that it is available to do different tool calling and then increase its performance overall. And the reason why it is important, because right now the LLM benchmark previously look at solely the intelligence of the model, but as of right now they're also including the resourcefulness, which basically means that on different scenario it actually trigger the different calls. Very important, because we have general purpose LLM that are aligned with the MCP and A2A, or basically agent to agent frameworks. That is the future of how this large language model are going to increase their capability. Now the next question is that how the development of this Kimi K2 is lined up with other improvement and basically development in the AI industry. So we have around January of 2025 that the Deepseek R1 came in, and then everybody called it a GPT killer, and the stock market actually crashed $1 trillion. So basically the phase was that the commercial closed model actually are doing a lot of money on the infrastructure. That doesn't necessarily mean, and then open models are using a smaller GPU and try to get nearly as good as performance. So that was DeepSeek, and now we have with Kimi K2. So what happened is that their big companies recognize that having the LLM solely is not going to be a competitive edge for them anymore, so it's gonna dilute their share in the market, so that they try to work on basically providing the services, which was, for example, AI code editors, AI web browsers, AI chat applications, lots of different applications that come on top of solely the LLM itself. In terms of the cost, we can see that the cost of these open source models are actually decreasing and decreasing, but at the same time we see that the commercial ones are also decreasing. So might be a solution that these lines cross and then people actually jump into the open source ones. Let me know in the comment, what do you guys think? Is the future gonna be dominated by these large language providers, or can we see a time that every individual have a self-hosting LLM that they can use and trigger? And there you have it, guys. We went over Kimi K2, one of the recent open source models, and we compared it against the other closed form one, and then we went into a little bit of architecture, and then talk about how it is gonna plan out and what is the difference and how it's gonna be different for the companies and also customers. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it. More importantly, subscribe to the channel so you see the upcoming videos. And if you want to see other videos, I have created this one that I talk about the most important papers in ICML, or you can watch this video that I talk about why your AI agents can fail and discuss how you can make it better. Thanks for watching, and see you until the next one.